Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening.
Look at the reach advantage for AJ McKee. 5 inches, he uses that reach very, very well.
To get us set for the main event, let's go back inside the Bellator cage to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at Bellator MMA on Spike, from Dublin, the time has come for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the Featherweight division. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe, Department of Athletic Regulation. Chief is Lynn Malerba. Chairman is Kevin Brown. Supervising at cage side, Mr. Mike Mazzulli. Tonight's main event is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time. And now, introducing the blue corner. At 5'8", weighing in 145.8 pounds. His professional record, 10 wins, 5 defeats. Fighting out of Wexford, Ireland, presenting Brian the Pikeman Moore. And across the cage is adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'10", weighing in 145.5 pounds. As a professional, he enters tonight undefeated. 9 victories, no defeats. He fights out of Long Beach, California, USA. Introducing the Mercenary, AJ McKee. In charge of the action, your referee, Leon Roberts.
Leon Roberts, the referee.
You both know the rules, you both know what I expect. Protect yourself at all times, follow my instruction at all times. If I ask for a break, I expect a good, clean break. Fight hard, fight fair, fight clean. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
AJ McKee said, I'll be the youngest champion at 145, then I'll take the belt at 55. Brian Moore, his opponent. Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Red gloves for McKee, blue gloves for Brian Moore.
AJ McKee already showing that speed. Very, very quick, switches stances a lot. Brian Moore trying to corner and put him against the fence. Nice flying knee.
Oh, my goodness, he caught it.
Quick hook right
Big
over the
shot.
top. Yep.
Moore's back up.
I'm going guillotine.
Little slip by McKee.
But McKee using a lot of energy early.
Utilizing that switch stance.
One thing about Moore is he tends to swing wild. AJ McKee trying to get inside those big punches.
Brian Moore trying to make it a perfect night for SBG Ireland and John Kavanagh. Conor McGregor even made an appearance.
Yeah, the Mark Gardner fight didn't happen quite as expected. It wasn't official. That was crazy.
Brian told us he started training MMA, went pro at 22. McKee, just 22 years old, just missed with that lead.
Now, one thing about McKee, he likes to keep his hands a little bit low when he throws, a little bit wide. Moore can come over the top with a heavy one. He might catch him. You see, he likes to play, likes to drop his hands. Shows a lot of confidence. The big puncher can make him pay for that. Another nice left. AJ McKee relying on his speed and timing early in this fight.
He wants to be entertaining and not get hit. He said, as I mentioned earlier, I've yet to get hit. And he's got next week Tel Aviv a little bit in the back of his mind because the belt in his weight class is on the line. Patricio, Pitbull, Daniel Weichel in the rematch.
145 in Bellator is a shark tank. Emmanuel Sanchez looked amazing in his last fight. Pat Curran looked amazing as well. Daniel Strauss, former champion, very much in the mix. A lot of veterans.
Georgie Karhanian and James Gallagher, who was initially supposed to be in the main event tonight. He is 4-0 in Bellator. He just had knee surgery.
That outside trip. And once again, this commitment to the guillotine. He's got it very, very tight.
Looking to finish it right here.
Man, so much pressure right now with the hips.
Wow.
He's out. Oh, that was close.
Fought through the standing guillotine attempt.
Now he has very good front chokes. It's a big part of AJ's arsenal.
Back in the center of the cage. Brian Moore, a big swing. Brian said to us that AJ right there is explosive, but he's not fast with the 1-2s. Let's see if this fight settles in a bit, Jimmy. But Brian Moore said, I will be the faster thrower of punches.
So far, AJ's shown very good speed. If you're Brian Moore, you want to take advantage of those slowdowns. See, he's not moving like he did in the start of round 1. Take advantage of that.
And he just got hit.
Yep.
Great pace here in round 1 of our main event.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. AJ McKee started off very strong, but came out with a big burst of gas.
AJ finished his first 5 fights in Bellator, 4 of those in the first round. The other was just 32 seconds into the second. Of course, everybody talks about the head kick part.
Yep. Now somebody is cut. I think it's AJ. Yeah, he is bleeding like crazy. One of those short elbows cut him up.
McKee right.
Man, that is bad.
Right in front of his corner. Yep. And opened up by Brian Moore.
That's one of those gut check moments. End of round 1, slowing down a little, and a very bad cut. We can't see where it is yet. There's blood all over Moore's legs. And I don't think it was a big shot. I think it's one of those short elbows on the inside that cut him up.
Those elbows can slice. And it appears that is the big shot of round 1. Brian Moore, AJ McKee, round 2, up next.
Good finish by Moore, good start by McKee.
Round 1, who got it?
I went 10-9 McKee. I just thought he did a little more damage. He controlled more of the round. Moore came back at the end, but I still have it 10-9 AJ McKee. But this second round is going to be very interesting.
Brian said that, you know, you don't get to 9-0 in Bellator by being a poor fighter. He also said that AJ McKee has been on his radar for quite some time.
Another thing to remember, Moore is the local guy. He has the crowd behind him. If you don't think that influences judges, you're crazy.
Here's a local statement. Fans deserve a cracker of a fight.
Nice right hand by Moore. Regardless of who you gave the first round to, Moore goes back feeling good. He goes back to that first round. His corner's going, he's slowing down. You got him. I think he's got the momentum heading into round 2, but AJ's still very dangerous.
The very prideful Irish fighter in the main event here in Dublin, 2 hours from his hometown of Wexford.
Another important thing to keep in mind with the judges, they tend to remember how the fight ended. Moore ended strong.
Brian Moore does train at SBG Ireland. Conor McGregor, Gallagher, Kavanaugh, of course, Charlie Ward. So he makes about a 4-hour trip, Jimmy, back and forth 3-4 times a week.
That's dedication, my friend. What's that show? He's got work ethic, and it's showing tonight. Now look at the volume of AJ McKee's strikes. They have gone down significantly. He always likes playing the outside. That's not different, but he's not striking like he was in round 1.
I don't know if we're in really deep waters yet, but we're getting out of the shallow end.
Yes.
AJ's starting to realize he's got himself a fight tonight.
This wasn't going to be easy. I thought this was going to be easy. I was wrong.
Stuffed. Moore the aggressor here in round 2. Got into the sport as a complete rookie with 3 months of Muay Thai training. Spin and a miss.
Elio Gracie said, everybody's my size eventually. The lesson tonight is everybody's my speed eventually. You saw the disparity in round 1. Now in round 2, hey, Moore doesn't look that slow, does he? They're about the same speed because of the fatigue.
Brian Moore's finished his last 5 wins. Finished 8 of 10 overall. Left hand from McKee.
Yep, nice 1-2 by McKee.
3 minutes into round number 2.
Yet another thing to keep in mind, when they're having these back and forth exchanges like this, it's more claiming the center and looking like the aggressor. Very important to the judges.
Hook it with your left leg.
In front of his cornerman, including head trainer John Cavanaugh.
Yep, going switch. Problem is, that's hard to do when the head's on the same side as the leg you have. Can still be done. You hear his dad saying, sit through it.
Go for the heel with your right hand. See the heel there, Brian?
Moore was on this card the entirety,
Yeah.
but yet it was an opponent change, obviously, for the main event, but he had a month's notice to get that opponent change.
Yeah, and he had the full camp.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. It's not going to affect his gas. He knew he was fighting tonight.
Told us he had a 10-week camp like normal.
Yep.
4 weeks ago is when Gallagher told everybody he's unable to go, and now Brian Moore trying to steal the show here tonight. The show that is 9-0, AJ McKee.
Now, here's the problem with that style AJ McKee's using in round 1. You drop your hands, you're mugging. When you're aware in round 1, you have a lot of energy, you can slip those punches. Now they're catching McKee. He's throwing his hands down, doing the same thing, but those counter punches are now getting him because he's slowing down a little bit. Yeah, he was moving his head out of range of those counter punches in round 1. Not so much in round 2.
Moore's striking in the last few fights has been very good. Body shot a moment ago, and it looks good again tonight. 30 seconds. Looking for that head kick again. Moore sees it coming.
Yeah, but Moore has the tendency to keep his hands pretty low, too.
Yeah. The veteran of Gaelic sports that are all about competition and confrontation. And we've got a good one here. 5 minutes remain. Red gloves, McKee. Blue gloves, Brian Moore. AJ McKee trying to open his Bellator career 10-0. He caught him.
Oh, great shot. Caught him off balance. Good job moving around the legs.
McKee, fast-paced with this ground and pound.
Just what he wanted. A shot,
one hook in.
yeah, a shot in the arm and a fast start to kind of change the momentum and tempo of the fight. One hook in, going rear naked.
Can he get it? Looking to lock it down. Leon Roberts making sure
He's out. He's out.
And it's official. It is all over. AJ McKee chokes out Brian Moore.
Man, what a comeback. Just when it looked like the momentum had turned, things were going Moore's way, AJ McKee able to turn it around with a fast start in round 3. Great stuff.
Leon Roberts, Jimmy grabbed the hand of Brian Moore. He was okay for a moment, and he was right there when Moore was choked out cold.
And also, when a lot of fighters go out, their legs start kicking. That's exactly what happened with Moore. Good stoppage, good awareness by the referee.
And the beginning of the end started with a good punch landed by now 10-0 Bellator fighter, AJ, the Mercenary McKee.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the rear naked choke in tight and no tap, it comes to an end officially. 42 seconds into round number 3. The winner by technical submission, the Mercenary, AJ McKee.
AJ, a lot of fans wondered how you would deal with a tough fight, long fight, grueling fight. You were cut in round 2. I'm sorry, in round 1. What were you thinking coming out for round 3? You came out so aggressively.
Round 3, man, I know I'm here in Dublin, and I ain't letting that shit go to scorecard, bro. You know how that shit goes. So, hey, I dug deep, had the motivation. Thank you guys for motivating me, booing me. That shit feels a hater, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you, Dublin. Thank you for everyone coming out. Thank you for all my sponsors, TC1. They helped my weight cut. Lena Ag Whites, Import Auto Pros, they're building my Honda for me. And Skunk 2, they gave me all the parts. So catch me on the racetrack, too, if you want it.
The belt at 145 on the line next week in Tel Aviv. Pitbull versus Vishal. What are your thoughts on that fight and the winner?
I'm coming to get it.
Doesn't matter who it is, AJ, the Mercenary, McKee.
AJ McKee talked about maybe Pat Curran, but he does want a chance to become the youngest champion at 145 pounds in Bellator history.